Hey there, how are you? Dr. Dave back with you, the RV Dummy. Got a great one for you today. I got a call last week from my grandson. He's 8 years old and he had an idea. He had a business idea for my RV. He said, Grandpa Dave, I think what you should do is you could buy ice cream somewhere and then sell it out of your RV. And since it's the summertime, especially right now, everybody wants ice cream and you could drive around and you can make a lot of money using your RV as like an ice cream truck. And I thought about this, and although that's probably not in the cards for me to do right now, I'm kind of busy with a lot of projects, I thought about it, and first of all, his idea is a really cool one. I'm really impressed that my 8-year-old grandson has such a business mind. I mean, you know, how many 8-year-olds are going to think about something like that? And it's a pretty cool idea, but I think more importantly, the larger picture, the bigger picture of this is, can we use our RVs in some way to start a business or run a business? You know, when I got my first RV 5 years ago, something like that, whenever it was, I had this, before I even got it, I had this idea that I was going to use this to travel all around and coach people in their lives. And so what I would do, I'd pull into a town or a city or something, and I'd have a schedule where people kind of come into my RV and just kind of hang out with me. And we have some tea or some coffee or a little meal or something like that. And we just sit in my RV and talk. We talk about their life. We talk about what's going on, how we can improve their life. It was a pretty cool idea. And I'm still not saying that's never going to happen, because I've got a bunch of followers who really need guidance and coaching and help with their lives. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've always used coaches and people that have mentors, that have people that have helped me all my life. So there's nothing wrong with it. If I can offer help to somebody, that's great. So that's a potential business idea that I had even before I got started RVing. But since I have this channel now, I'm the RV Dummy, think about this. It's a little business, even though I've got a bunch of followers and I love all you guys. It can be construed as a business. I've got a YouTube channel, I've got a website, and because it's a business, I'm able to write off a lot of my RV expenses. When I travel, if I go to a certain place and start making videos and document everything I'm doing and put videos out on YouTube to help you guys, yeah, you know something? It's a business. I can write off expenses such as fuel, travel, whatever, you know, camping fees, whatever we need to do. A lot of things can be written off. So it makes the RV experience not only more fun, but a lot less expensive, because a lot of it is a tax write-off. The tax write-off does not mean you don't have to pay for it. I've got a lot of people when I was growing up thought that, oh, you know, these rich people, they write things off. That doesn't mean that you don't pay for it at all. It just means that you're paying with before tax money, which does take a nice chunk out of the expense for sure. I know of a guy that used his RV and probably still does. He's a musician and he takes it to band gigs and he uses it kind of like as a hotel room. So playing a band gig like at a venue till late at night, he doesn't want to drive home after that. So he uses his RV as a place where he can stay and kind of a home base, if you will, for his band gigs. Is that a write-off? Well, I don't work for I'm not an accountant. I don't work for the government. I don't work for the IRS. But I'd say, yes, that can be construed as a business, using your RV and writing off expenses for your RV. Here's a great one. My middle brother, Marshall, Dr. Marshall, is a practicing dentist, and he actually works for a company. And what this company does, they do mobile dentistry. So they actually took several Class C, fairly large Class C RVs, and they turned it into a dental treatment room. Every one of their RVs has a dental chair, an X-ray unit, the unit where, you know, the drills and everything that you can use to be a dentist. And he goes to retirement communities, homeless shelters, places where people really can't get out and go to the dentist. And they come into the RV and he treats them. He does the dentistry. He can pretty much do almost anything that you can do in a regular private dental practice or a clinic. He can do it right out of his, he calls it a dental truck. I still call it a dental RV because that's really what it is. So that's another great example of a business based in an RV. There's so many examples of these things. If you're really handy, if you know a lot about RVs and you're mechanically inclined, you could actually travel around, and while you're at a campground, you could be almost like a mobile RV tech. You could be helping other people, because at campgrounds, so many people, including myself, I've had problems in the past where I remember my refrigerator broke down at a campground several years ago, and I had to call a mobile tech. Well, suppose there was a mobile tech actually doing like a residency or moving around to local campgrounds, and he or she is always there in their RV, but they've got all the tools it takes to fix almost anything. That is absolutely a business. And that RV person is not only having fun and helping other people, but they are able to write off almost all of their RV expenses. What about you? Do you have any ideas? Anything that you could possibly do? Do you want to? I mean, some people just don't want to do anything like that. They just want to. You just want to use your RV to travel and make any river, desert, ocean, mountain your backdrop for as long as you want. That's totally fine. But if you're an entrepreneur, if you're always thinking about things to do business-wise, there are a lot of opportunities, a lot of things you can do in your RV as a business to write it off and have fun and make some money as well. So I'm curious, what are your ideas? Do you have any? Do you know of anybody else that's doing anything like this? Write them in the comments, because I'd love to know. And not only that, it would give some of our other viewers some ideas. Maybe some people are looking for ideas to use their RV as a business. So feel free, comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that, because I got a lot of really good stuff coming up and a lot of past videos that you should watch that really can help you in your RV life for sure. I'm Dr. Dave. All I am is the RV dummy. I don't claim to know everything. That's why I've adopted this moniker, the RV dummy, because as soon as we think we know everything, that's when things fall apart. That's when we really get into a lot of trouble. So I admit I don't know everything about RVing. I've learned a lot over the past many years, a lot, but I don't know everything. So I still am the RV dummy. Make sure you comment. I'd love to hear your little ideas, business ideas, whatever they are, how stupid they sound, because there's no such thing as a stupid idea as far as I'm concerned. Until next time, I am Dr. Dave, the RV dummy.